Good morning, everybody. It's Trent Klarenbach with Klarenbach Research. And today I want to talk about technical analysis and how it can be applied across all assets and all asset classes. It can also be applied in situations where you want to track the relative performance of one asset against another. And you might recall, if you watched my channel in the past and been a long time subscriber to my newsletters, that I've talked about the Bitcoin wheat ratio, the Bitcoin wheat ratio. Now, I've created this a couple of years ago, and I think it's an interesting chart, being that we're in the grain industry, and also the cryptocurrencies are growing more and more significance as days go on. So, what this does is it tells you whether you should allocate, it tells you which asset is outperforming the other. So it helps you with your allocation of your assets. So maybe you want to sell your Bitcoin to buy wheat. Maybe you want to sell your wheat to buy Bitcoin. That's what this asset tells us. So just to give a demonstration of these two unrelated assets and tracking the relative performance, you can see how on this chart here, this green line is the 50-month moving average. This is the monthly chart. So the 50-month moving average. And you can see how once the ratio has got down to this 50-month moving average, and in 2019 and 20, the ratio pivoted and Bitcoin started outperforming wheat on a relative basis. The trend is higher in this ratio. So the longer term trend is higher. So over time, Bitcoin has really outperformed wheat from a time, going back to 2012. And, what this chart tells you is, at that time was sell your wheat and buy Bitcoin. That was where the best return on your investment was going to be. Now, as a grain farmer, that doesn't necessarily work that way, but charts like this can help you with your decisions and what to sell and what to buy. So you see a number of guys talking about the corn wheat ratio or corn fertilizer ratio, right? And you can see, okay, well, maybe fertilizer is expensive relative to the price of corn, or vice versa, and that can help make your decision. Maybe I should sell my corn and buy fertilizer right now, or vice versa, right? So these relative performance charts, the ratio charts, I think are invaluable for your decision making on your operation. Also help, do I sell my wheat or keep my lentils, right? Do I sell my red lentils and keep my greens? You can apply it in all circumstances, and we track those charts and frequently too. So that was the monthly chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. We can see here too, this purple line, I guess you want to call it, is the 200 week moving average. And again, right, it's been significant. 19 again, 20, even in 2022. Again here in 2023, and it's I think it's just fascinating. And then the green line is the 50-week moving average also, and you can see how important that's been. We've actually found buyers step in here in August. I guess buyers of Bitcoin relative to the price of wheat. So I'm not sure if people are actually swapping out their Bitcoin for wheat, but you can see once it got down to this moving average, that acted as a pivot, and Bitcoin started outperforming wheat on a relative basis again. So these kind of charts can help you with your asset allocation, resource allocation, and I think it's fascinating. I think it's a great demonstration how important technical analysis can be when applied properly, and how significant it can be. Now, we talk about too how previous resistance often acts as support. Well, look at this here. This is a previous resistance in 2021. This is when the ratio got to a high and pivoted. Now we go back to here. This lines up almost perfectly with the resistance in 2021. It's been acting as support ever since. So these concepts can be applied across all asset classes. Keep in mind that technical analysis is not a science. It's an art form. And you draw a lot of stickmen on your way to becoming, a proficient market technician. And sometimes your art doesn't always work out as planned, but remember, it's not a science, it's an art form. So relative, I guess, performance, relative strength amongst your market technicians too. So not all technicians are the same, as all artists aren't the same either. So my name is Trent Klarenbach. It's overcast and cool in Saskatoon. Forecast of rain. Life's good.